back to Tammy Talks About. So we're going to be looking at an article that I just read that is on Sausage Roll. And this article came out on March the 25th. And it is written by Dianne Anders, who, if you'll remember, the article that I did where she broke the story about AH possibly being fired from Aquaman 2. Well, this article is titled Aquaman 2 Cancelled, Compelling Evidence that WB has moved on. So it says Aquaman 2 is supposed to start production in the next few months, but we believe it has been cancelled, and here's the evidence. Excited for Aquaman 2? Well, maybe you shouldn't be. There's a mighty good chance that Warner Brothers have already cancelled it. Just take a look at all this evidence. Of course, they start off with, AH was roasted for her terrible British accent in Justice League. And I've heard that it is horrendous, but I won't be watching it because she's in it. Aquaman 2 was announced shortly after the original film hit cinemas, despite receiving mediocre reviews. However, it did perform well in the box office, pulling in over $800 million internationally, I think is what that is. They've got $800, but I don't think that's right. But ever since the announcement, Warner Brothers have remained eerily quiet about the sequel. Why have they canceled it? Although Warner Brothers have not officially canceled Aquaman 2, the evidence does suggest that they are ready to sink it right to the bottom of the Marina Trench. Here's the evidence. The deafening WB silence. Rumor after rumor after rumor. There's been so much speculation about the future of Aquaman, and Warner Brothers have remained completely silent on it. One of the biggest questions that still remains unanswered is whether leading lady AH will reprise her role as Princess Mera in Aquaman 2. We've heard reports alleging that Warner Brothers initially approached her to step down from the role while she's locked in a controversial battle with her ex-husband Johnny Depp. Also, according to a Hollywood insider, AH was sidelined for health and fitness reasons. Even Snopes caught on to their rumor and were unable to debunk it. It's a simply yes or no answer. The only response came from yet another insider who just said that the rumor was inaccurate. Perhaps because there's no role for her to reprise because the film has been canceled. Makes sense if they are just ending this particular DC cinematic universe. Justice League canceled. We've known for quite some time that Warner Brothers was disinterested in continuing with the current DC universe. Since the cinematic universe kicked off, it has been plagued with problems, and now they're clueless as what to do with it. Ben Affleck stepped away from his dream job as Batman, not only as the actor, but as the director and producer, because of a troubled shoot. Although he has not elaborated any further on what that means, fans believe it may have been because of creative differences with him and Zack Snyder. Ever since then, the entire universe has been swimming in murky waters, just like Aquaman 2. Warner Brothers has even been on a bit of a roll, canceling highly anticipated films in the shared universe. Current victims include Man of Steel 2, Wonder Woman 3, Justice League 2 and 3, Cyborg, Green Lantern Corps, Deathstroke, and The Atom. Although Aquaman 2 is not on that list, it probably should be. The film may not be a direct part of the so-called Snyderverse. Jason Momoa's Aquaman is certainly a huge part of it. And then the next section is that Aquaman 2 petition, which I happily signed and would sign again and again if that was legal, but you can't, but I did sign it. It says almost 2 million people have signed the petition to boycott Aquaman 2 if AH returns as Princess Mera. That's a huge number. The safest and quite honestly smartest choice moving forward would be just to cancel the sequel. The film is already shrouded in controversy, and by the sounds of it, producers are too stubborn to make big, bold changes to save it. Director James Wan, who has just wrapped up filming Mortal Kombat in Australia, has often voiced his support for AH during her legal battle against Johnny Depp, even after she's been caught committing perjury. Well, I'm glad they're doing that. The same director even made a controversial decision to completely replace beloved fighting character inspired by Jean-Claude Van Damme, Johnny Cage, in his latest movie because he was too white. So if James Wan is still directing Aquaman 2, there's a fat chance that he's going to replace AH, despite the studio's wishes and the petition. It's a bit too late to change directors, right? They're already moving on. The current extending Justice League universe is a huge mess, and Warner Brothers know it. Despite Zack Snyder's cut being the best of the worst, Warner Brothers have announced that it's not even canon to the current universe anyway. In a way, it is merely just a fan service of sorts. Warner Brothers exec and Sarnoff confirmed this, adding, "I appreciate that they loved Zack's work, and we are very thankful for his many contributions to DC. We're just so happy that he could bring his cut of the Justice League to life, because it wasn't in the plan until about a few years ago. With that comes the completion of his trilogy. We're very happy we've done this, but we're very excited about the plans we have for all the multidimensional DC characters that are being developed right now. We know that they've moved on. The evidence of that is clearly Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix and the upcoming Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. Warner Brothers have also confirmed Joker 2, and according to Sarnoff, are working on a multi-dimension DC characters. What the heck could that mean? The next section is Let It Die Already. Perhaps what she means is that Warner Brothers are more interested in developing their otherworld characters. Perhaps they may even bring in Henry Cavill's Superman through a multiverse loophole, but ultimately this whole cinematic universe seems spent. There are a few more current Universe DC movies slated for release, including a sequel to Shazam, but that movie did just fine outside of the Snyderverse and coexist, albeit in a separate universe along with Joker and Batman without complicating things. The DC cinematic universe, at least in its current state, is a complete mess, but Warner Brothers have already made strides in moving away from it with 3 movies set outside of it. It would make absolutely no sense to proceed with Aquaman 2, and it should just be canceled. Let it die already. So I didn't see the first one, and I will not see the second one if there is a second one, if she's in it. I refuse to support anything that this woman does. But I'm curious to know, what are your thoughts? Are you going to be upset if they do cancel the second one? Were you going to see it if she was in it? I mean, I think it's very important at this point that we support Johnny 100%, and that anything that she's in, we do not give any money to, because I don't think that anyone should be encouraged to hire her for anything. This woman is a liar and a thief. But I'm very intrigued by that article, and I just wonder if the possibility is that, all the publicity that she's caused, all the bad publicity that she's caused, I wonder if that's playing a big role in why they might be actually canceling it. I'd love to know what you think. Leave me a comment down in the comment section. Leave me a thumbs up. Share this video. As always, feed that algorithm, as Tug says. Thank you, as always, for everything that you do. I'll leave a link to my PayPal in the description. And that's just to cover my expenses for going to the VA trial, where I will be reporting every day, live streaming every day, keeping you up to date with everything that's going on in the trial. And as always, until next time, be blessed.